What's going on, everybody? This is Unified Boxing. Subscribe, like, comment, share all the videos. Shouts out to everybody in the boxing community, the LDBC, and all the other boxing channels out there doing your thing, reporting boxing and all that. I'm joining the party, giving my boxing insight and my thoughts on it. I'm just starting out. I'm young in the game. I'm in my amateur career right now. I just got done. I'm in the bed. Just got done watching the live with Fanon and Batman and Bill on live. Shouts out to Fanon, Bill, and Batman. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get this fight done, but I got to keep it 100. As the plot twists, it's just all over the place, man. That fight, it just coming to fruition more and more and more. I'm starting to like dissect it, and I'm listening to Bill, I'm listening to Batman, I'm listening to Fanon and 78. Shouts out to 78 and Barbershop. Shouts out to Barbershop Conversations. You know, the more and more I listen to these guys talk to Batman and Bill, it just seemed like they're going in circles. They're all over the place with this negotiation tactic. I know they're trying to use the platforms on YouTube to negotiate in front of the fans, so we can get a insight on how negotiations work. But as you can see how negotiations work, negotiations are very difficult, especially when you got two sides that's stuck on their way, and it's either like their way or the highway. And it's almost like the more and more time they spend doing this, the more and more time is wasted, and the more and more chances of the fight happening is not going to happen. It started out good. It started out really, really good. Like everybody was hyped up. You know, there's a lot of fanfare behind it. You know, whatever the case may be. Everybody on YouTube, this is the most talked about fight across boxing. And as time went by, as these guys coming on these platforms talking about the business aspect of it and agreeing to terms and everything like that, or a memorandum of understanding, like Fanon said on his live just recently, or a memorandum of agreement, it just starting to settle in now that I don't think that, well, there's a high possibility that the Gary Russell Jr. or Mr. Gary Russell Jr. and Devin Haney fight is not happening, regardless of what they're saying right now, because there is nothing at this point that's telling me that the fight is going to happen. Because first, it was about the money. Gary wanted 2. Bill said, we got 1.5. Okay, Gary said 1.5. Bill wanted Gary to fight on Devin Haney Promotions for 2 extra fights. Gary said no. So Bill took that out. So now it's 1.5, rematch clause. That's it. They send the term sheet over to Gary and Batman and them. They review it. No Matchroom Promotions on there with Devin Haney Promotions, as far as because they co-promoting. Devin Haney Promotions and Matchroom are in a co-promotion deal. That was not on the term sheet. Devin Haney Promotions was the only one on the term sheet, which caused a red flag on Mr. Gary Russell's party side, on his side. His lawyers looked at it and they was like, wait a minute. If they co-promote with Matchroom, they need to be on the term sheet or the memorandum of understanding. So they just got done talking about correcting that, redlining that. And I'm an IT, so I know about the Word document or insert comment. And that's really easy. That takes about 5 minutes. That's really not even 5 minutes, to be honest with you. Just open up the Word document, click on file, or click on insert and insert comment. Type in what you got to type in. You send that red line back, that Word document with the red line back, a little sticky note, back to Bill. Bill going to review it. I'm pretty sure he's going to talk to, Eddie or Danza about it. Asking them, can he put, because he got to ask them, can he put Matchroom name on the term sheet? Because, Matchroom, I don't know if they're going to be tied to that term sheet. But however that's working out, if it gets on there, Bill's going to send it back with Matchroom and Devin Haney Promotions on the term sheet. And according to Batman, that was the red flag, supposedly. Right? So we thinking that once we get this red line corrected, then the term sheet to get signed. Then we got our baseline as far as agreement. We can get this fight really negotiated and get a real contract signed for Devin Haney and Mr. Gary Russell to fight. It was too good to be true, because then Bill turns right back around and start talking about we trying to get this money for the year up, and we trying to fight on November 7th. I'm like, I thought y'all negotiating the date. Devin said he don't care about the date. He just want to fight. He want to fight Gary Russell. He capping, right? But now here's another the plot twist again. The bar is being moved again. Now you can see another problem coming up. The date. Bill wants to fight on November 7th. Why? Because the money has already been allotted for that date for Gamboa. Something in my eye, man. But the money has been given to them for the Gamboa fight. That's why they wanted to give Gary Russell the purse. Their purse for the Gamboa fight. Right? And Batman spoke on this. That something in my eye. That they wanted to give the money that was given to them already for the Gamboa fight on November 7th. So Bill now is saying we want to fight on November 7th. Batman like, yo, man, that's not enough time. We need a full camp. Gary's a professional. I know Devin been training, but Gary got this going on, got that going on, so he needs a full camp, an 8-week camp. 8 weeks today. If you look at today, it's about 8 weeks from today. Not really. It's about 7 and 3/4 from today. So Gary wants a full training camp to fight Devin. He wants a full 8 weeks. He wants a full 2 months. So now we got another problem, because Batman was like December 26th. I'm like, well, that's more than 8 weeks. I mean, think about it. Today's September 11th, right? I mean, today is today is September 12th. Do the math. November 12th is 30 days. It's 4 weeks. December 12th is 8 weeks. We're talking about a 10, 11, 12 week camp if they fight on the 26th. Gary Russell wants to fight on the 26th. So now we have another snag. Both parties want to fight on their date that they want. Now, I don't know if they're going to come to a middle ground, which I think they should. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think I'm starting to really see this for a publicity stunt on both ends to get buzz. Devin want buzz for his Gamboa fight, and Gary Russell is making noise about fighting Fortuna, fighting on the 26th. So he got to get a buzz for his fight too, and it's gonna be a huge disappointment. A huge disappointment. You heard me? It on both ends. If this fight don't get made, they're both gonna look bad. Both of them. Because half of the fan base gonna say, oh, Gary was capping. The other half gonna say Bill and Devin Haney was baby clout chasing. It's gonna look really, really, really bad for both parties. All this energy being put on this on the LDBC platforms, and the LDBC gonna take a really big hit if this don't happen. Because the LDBC platforms are putting a lot of time and effort giving these guys a platform to talk about a fight that's most likely not happening in 2020. And it will be an embarrassment on the LDBC part if this don't happen. This is an unorthodox way of negotiating on YouTube. It's different. It's new. Pandemic. I get it. Trying to revolutionize negotiation, right? Because you gotta use social media now to talk now, to get fans involved and fan interaction and experience and seeing it behind the scenes. So what the LDBC doing is they're the first one to do this. Not using the big network to do it, commercials and all that behind the scenes. So they're doing it out in front. The president of Devin Haney Promotions, Bill Haney, Devin Haney's father, and Batman and Gary coming on all these platforms. It's going to be a bad look for all parties involved. A lot of respect. Y'all keep talking about respect. Bill, you talking about respect. A lot of parties going to get hit with the hammer if this fight don't happen. Bill and Devin going to get hit with the shot, with the side swipe. Gary Russell and Batman and all of them going to get hit with the side swipe. LDBC going to get hit with a lot of backlash from fans across, a lot of boxing fans across the board if this fight don't get made, because the LDBC is under the impression that this fight is going to get made. They're really trying. They really trying hard. For 9, Barbershop, 78 Sports. Even I think the Boxing Voice got involved a little bit. Boxing Ego. All these Champ Side, he been involved. They've been on his platform. They've been on all these platforms. Talking about the fight gonna get made. Every time we make progress, every time y'all make progress trying to make this fight, evidently it's becoming more and more difficult now. Because now we have another problem. The date. The money for November 7th has been allotted to Bill Haney. Danza has given the money to Bill Haney for that date, for the fight Gamboa. They approved that fight. They didn't approve Gary Russell. Even though the Devin Haney-Gary Russell fight for Devin Haney is much bigger than the Gamboa fight. 2 African-American fighters fighting for the belt means more than Devin Haney fighting a 38-year-old Gamboa. And Danza know this. Al Heyman's involved now. Al Heyman got interest in the fight, according to what Batman said, and Gary Russell and Bill. Every time they make progress, every time one wall get knocked down, another one pops right up. Now this wall is on both ends. Bill want the 7th. He trying to rush and get Devin in the ring. They're training for Gamboa right now. They're not training for Gary Russell. I mean, of course, the fight ain't been made yet, but they're not training for Gary Russell. They're training for Gamboa right now. Why do you think Bill is saying November 7th? That's the date they're supposed to fight Gamboa. Who cares about that fight? No. Also, on the other end, nobody cares about Gary Russell fighting Javier Fortuna. Both parties know this now. Both parties know both of those fights are whatever. They know this. But it's about the dollar for Bill. They got the money already. They were willing to give the money to Gary Russell that they have already allotted to them. Because Batman made a point. He said, y'all notice how I'm going back and forth on both sides on what the points they're making. Batman said they was going to give us the money for the Gamboa fight they was going to get. And Bill was like, yeah, that was before. And then now Danza involved. Danza hit the thumbs up on one of the lives saying, oh, they make the fight. This fight is the negotiation stuff is all over the place. I get it from a business standpoint that the Russells, Mr. Gary Russell and his team, they're trying to get all the things in line on the term sheet. So when they agree to the terms, then that's when the contract comes in. So I get it from the business standpoint. You want to make sure everything is right on the term sheet. You want all parties involved on that term sheet, regardless. The money is there. Of course, well, the money's not there yet. Even though Bill's saying that, oh yeah, Danza approved and all that, because he got to go back and ask for the money. The money that they already got for the Gamboa fight is not the money that they're getting for the Gary Russell fight. They're not getting $1.5 million to fight Gamboa. He got to go back and get more money additionally, not only for Devin, But for Gary, if the fight is going to be on DAZN, or better yet, DAZN, is it going to be on DAZN? If it's going to be on DAZN, he got to go back and get more money for Gary Russell and also for Devin Haney. Devin Haney is not getting $1.5 million to fight Gamboa. Trust me. So this is getting weird. Then Batman talking about December 26th. That's the date that Gary want to fight on. They don't want to fight during the Spence situation. Like, why can't they fight after the Spence situation? Like, why can't they fight a week after? What's wrong with that, Batman? Does it have to be the 26th? That's more than 8 weeks away. 8 weeks from today is November 7th, Batman. You keep talking about 8-week camp. I'm telling you, both of you, Bill, Batman, y'all need to get it together, man. Y'all doing too much. Y'all keep throwing roadblocks. Batman with this and Gary with this December 26th. Talking about I need 8-week camp. That's way more than 8 weeks. And Bill talking about November 7th. That's like 7.5 weeks away. Y'all gotta reach to a date now. Y'all ain't got a date agreed to. Y'all can't even agree to the date. I'm telling you, in my personal opinion, I done seen enough. This fight not happening. Too much. Just too much. I'm standing my ground. I ain't budging off November 7th. Now I just watched Devin Haney the other day talking about it don't matter what date. I just want to beat Gary ass. But now Bill talking about November 7th. I'm trying to get Devin back in the ring. Hurry. We're trying to get this money. Because the money's there. Bill don't want to risk the chance of losing that money by pushing the date back. And then Dan's hit a snag with the Canelo situation trying to lose all the money. Bill want that money now. He got the money for the fight. For the Gamboa fight. He's trying to cash in. I understand that, Bill. But you can't be out here talking about you want to make the Gary Russell fight, but you talking about November 7th, which is your Gamboa fight. I see through it, Bill. I see through it, Batman. Y'all need to get together. But in my personal opinion, the fight ain't happening. Anyway, this is Unified Boxing coming to you again. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. I'm here to unify. With that being said, signing out. Peace.